Hey everyone, today I'm excited to show you GSA Scrape Genie and how it can save you a ton of time and money. This software is designed to handle everything from finding niche targeted websites to scraping the data you need and even sending automated emails to the contacts it finds. With GSA Scrape Genie, you don't have to worry about manually searching for websites, filtering through them, or gathering contact details. It automatically finds websites based on your keywords, filters them according to your criteria, and scrapes essential information like emails, phone numbers, social media profiles, and more. Plus, you can even set it up to scrape custom data specific to your needs. Then, it takes it a step further by sending out personalized emails to those contacts for you. Setting it up is really easy and it's fast too, so you can scrape a large amount of data quickly without any hassle. Let's jump in and see how it works. Alright, let's take a look at the GSA Scrape Genie dashboard. Here you can see a few example projects I've set up and organized into two groups: local SEO and outbound link building. For the local SEO projects, I've enabled the option that automatically adds cities to the search phrases. This allows us to target all the local cities in a state without having to manually merge our keywords with city names, a huge time saver. The local SEO projects are scraping data from Google.com because we are targeting businesses in the US. On the other hand, the outbound link building projects are set up to use Google International to scrape from a broader range of sources because we're looking for global link building opportunities. I've also enabled the third-party DOM Detailer API to pull in SEOmoz domain authority data, which I can use as an additional metric to assess the quality of the websites before reaching out to them for a backlink. Let's take a closer look at one of these projects. Here, in the finance project, you can see various columns displaying the collected data. All of this data was gathered using the built-in templates, so you don't need to deal with any complex configurations. However, if you need something specific, you can set up your own parser to scrape custom data. Here we have the URL, source, date, status, email addresses, phone numbers, social media profiles like Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, as well as SEO metrics like MozDA. This organized view makes it simple to see all the important information at a glance, and all the collected data can be easily sorted and exported in different formats. Whether you're selling to local business owners, reaching out for link building opportunities, or just looking to harvest business data, this software can automate it all. You can create and manage any type of project, organized into groups that fit your workflow. Now, let's open a project and quickly walk through some of the important features. Inside the project, we'll start with the Sources tab where you can fine-tune your scraping tasks. This is where you'll add your search phrases or keywords that GSA Scrape Genie will use to find relevant websites. Below that, we have the Search Engines and Search Options tabs. GSA Scrape Genie gives you access to thousands of search engines from around the world, allowing you to target specific countries and languages. In the Search Options tab, you'll find several handy features. One notable option is Add Cities and States to Keywords, which lets you automatically include city names with your search phrases. This feature eliminates the need to manually combine keywords with city names, saving a lot of time for local SEO projects. You can also skip already processed keywords to avoid duplicates and set searches to repeat automatically for continuous data gathering. Other useful options include using proxies for search engines to maintain anonymity and avoid IP bans, and extracting only root domains to prevent scraping irrelevant pages. Now, let's take a look at the Parser tab, where we can configure the data extraction settings. Here in the Parser tab, you can configure how the data will be extracted from the websites you scrape. The parser settings allow you to set up multiple parsers for each project, giving you the flexibility to extract a wide range of different data types tailored to your needs. In the parser data window, you can see various pre-built templates for common data types, such as email addresses, phone numbers, social media profiles, and more. This makes it easy to get started without any complex setup. You simply choose the template that matches your needs, and GSA Scrape Genie will handle the rest. Additionally, you can set up parsers using plugins, which offer more advanced options. For example, the Email Scraper plugin includes features like analyzing different parts of the HTML source, simulating JavaScript, and checking for valid MX records for email validation. The Phone Scraper plugin also includes advanced features like analyzing different parts of the HTML source and simulating JavaScript. These plugins give you even more control and precision in your data extraction tasks. If you require more customized data extraction, you can select the Custom Extract option. This allows you to define your own parsing rules using the data extraction syntax. For those interested in learning more about the syntax, check out the GSA online wiki to get started. Alternatively, you can use the Custom Regular Expressions option if you prefer to define your own parsing rules using regular expressions. In the Main Parser tab, you have additional options to control the parsing process. For example, you can choose to wait a few seconds after downloading a page, use proxies for checking, and decide whether to accept duplicate domains. You can also configure how deep the scraper should go into sublinks, and set result restrictions to ensure you only collect relevant data. These features give you the power to tailor the scraping process to your exact needs, ensuring you get the most relevant and precise data possible. Now that I've gone over the basics of the parser, let's take a look at some of the filtering options. Here in the Filter tab, you can refine the data you collect by setting specific criteria that must be met. This helps ensure you get only the most relevant results for your project. Starting at the top, we have the Language tab. Here, you can choose to accept only websites written in specific languages. This is especially useful if you're targeting content in a certain language for your project. Next, in the Country tab, you can restrict your scraping to websites from specific countries. This is beneficial when you're focusing on a geographic area and want to ensure all data is relevant to that region. Now, let's take a closer look at the content filtering section. First, we'll select one of the predefined templates. This template is configured to automatically check if the keyword is present in the website's H1 or title tags by using the keyword macro. When used, the keyword macro automatically pulls one of the imported keywords from the Sources tab. This is a great way to dynamically match content based on your specified keywords, ensuring high relevance without the headache of manually setting filters for each keyword. There are many macros available, so be sure to check out the GSA online wiki to see the full list. Additionally, you can set up filters to ensure a specific keyword or text appears in the website's URL, root domain, HTML content, text on the page, HTML tags, and more. Conversely, you can configure filters to skip pages if certain keywords are detected. Now, I want to quickly demonstrate a very useful filtering option. In this example, we are going to simulate a link-building outreach campaign, aiming for potential backlinking opportunities. Let's say we only want to reach out to websites with a MOZ domain authority of 20 or higher. This is where a parser filter comes in handy. To set this up, we'll quickly jump back to the Parser tab and configure the DOM Detailer API plugin to fetch the SEO MOZ domain authority data. Here, you can see that the DOM Detailer API plugin has many metrics to choose from. It's important to note that the DOM Detailer plugin is developed by a third party and requires a separate payment to use its features. Now, let's head back to the Filter tab and set up the parser filter. First, we'll click the Add button to start a new filter. In this example, we only want to target websites with a MOZ domain authority greater than 20. To do that, It's as easy as setting the mask to greater than 20, selecting must have as the type, and choosing the parser option from the drop-down menu. You can also use other conditions like greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, or if we wanted to specify a range and we only wanted websites with an SEO Moz domain authority between 10 and 20, we could do it like this, or even set it like this. Now, to apply this filter, we can click OK and select the SEO Moz domain authority parser that we just configured in the parser tab, and now we're ready to go. Setting this type of filter ensures that only websites meeting our criteria are included, which saves us time and enhances the quality of our link building outreach. Finally, in the anchor text section, you can specify must-have keywords for anchor texts. For example, if you want to check for the presence of a blog, you could set the anchor text here. You can also set conditions to skip certain anchor texts if they contain specific words. This is useful for narrowing down the types of links you want to include or exclude. By setting these filters, you can significantly improve the quality and relevance of the data you collect. This ensures that your scraping efforts are focused and efficient, saving you time and providing you with the most relevant information for your needs. Now, let's move on to the Automatic Actions tab, focusing on the Auto Export section. This feature lets you set up data exports at intervals you choose, making sure your collected data is always up to date and available in the format you need. While you can manually export data from the main dashboard whenever necessary, the Auto Export feature automates this process for you. First, you can choose from different export formats like CSV, TXT, Excel, JSON, and HTML. Here you can see how I select CSV as the export format. You can also select which columns you want to include in your exports. This customization helps ensure that your data is organized exactly as you need it. There are also extra filtering options available to refine your exports further. You can set must-have filters to ensure that only rows containing specific criteria are included, and skip filters to exclude rows with certain criteria. You can also configure multiple export methods. For example, you can save a CSV file locally at regular intervals, ensuring you always have a backup on your computer, while also using the email method to send updated data to your inbox. This way, you can access your data from anywhere and share it easily with your team. There's also an option to upload the data to a server using FTP, providing even more flexibility for data management. Additionally, you can set up exports to a web server, which allows real-time access to your data through a web interface. This is particularly useful for teams who need to access the latest data quickly and easily. By leveraging these features, you can automate your data exports efficiently, saving time and making your workflow smoother. Next, let's explore the AutoMailer feature, which allows you to automate your email outreach. We'll start with the SMTP settings, where you can add and configure your email accounts for sending emails. Here, you can add multiple SMTP accounts, which is useful for managing different email addresses or increasing your email sending capacity. To add a new SMTP account, click the Add button. This opens the SMTP data window where you can enter the necessary details. You'll need to provide your email address, SMTP server, port number, and login credentials. A handy feature here is the Auto Configure button. Simply enter your email address and click Auto Configure. This will automatically fill out the SMTP server information for you. Then, you just need to enter your password to complete the setup. Additionally, you can configure proxy settings if you need to use proxies for sending emails. You can also set a delay between sending emails and specify the number of emails to send per hour to control the sending rate. Once you've entered the required information, click OK to save the settings. You can test the SMTP settings by selecting the account and clicking the Test button to ensure everything is configured correctly. Having the ability to add multiple SMTP accounts allows you to diversify your email sending and manage different campaigns more effectively. Now, let's move on to the Messages tab. This is where you can set up the messages you want to send for automated emails. In this tab, you can create and manage multiple email templates. Click the Add button to create a new message. Here, you can define the language, subject, and body of the email. The message body supports macros and spin tags, which allows you to personalize and add variations to your emails automatically. Macros are placeholders that get replaced with actual data when the email is sent. For example, you can use macros like URL to insert the URL of the scraped website, domain for the domain, and mail from name for your defined name in the SMTP settings. There are many other macros available which pull in the content passed from the websites. Additionally, you can use spin tags to create multiple variations of a message within a single template. This feature allows you to write multiple versions of a word or phrase, and the software will randomly select one when sending each email. This makes your outreach more varied and less likely to be flagged as spam. Check out the Help section at the bottom of the Parser data window for a list of available macros and how to use them. One more thing to mention is the Preview button. We recommend using this button to see how your message will look with the actual data before you start sending emails to make sure everything is formatted correctly and looks professional. By using these features, you can create highly personalized and varied email templates that improve your outreach efforts. Now, let's move on to the final tab, the Options tab, where we can configure additional settings for the AutoMailer. Starting at the top, you can select information for the email field. If your scraping results include multiple email addresses from a single website, you can decide how to handle them. You have the option to choose a random email, send to all found emails, or send to the first email found. To avoid spamming, you can check the Do Not Send to Same Email Twice option. This prevents the same email address from receiving multiple emails. Additionally, you can configure the name and reply to email for your messages. These settings help personalize your emails and ensure that any replies go to the correct address. One more thing to mention is the debug mode. We highly recommend using this option before sending real emails. When enabled, this mode sends emails to your own email account instead of the scraped email accounts. This is excellent for testing and seeing how your emails will look before you actually send them out. Simply enter your email address in the provided field to receive the test emails. Please note that automated messaging might not be allowed in your country, so be sure to check with your local laws before using automailing features. Hopefully, this gives you a better understanding of the SMTP features and the powerful email automation capabilities of GSA Scrape Genie. Now let's quickly cover the last two sections in the project settings, the Miscellaneous tab and the Scheduler. In the Miscellaneous tab, you have a few additional options. Here, you can select the user agent for your scraping tasks. By default, it's set to Random, which helps simulate different browsers and avoid detection. You can also choose to use cookies during your scraping sessions. We recommend sticking with the default settings here unless you have specific requirements and know what you're doing. Next, let's move on to the Scheduler tab. This is where you can automate your scraping, parsing, and email sending tasks. You can set specific start and stop times for scraping, parsing, and the AutoMailer, ensuring that your tasks run only during specified periods. You can also import URLs from a file, folder, or another URL at regular intervals, ensuring your project always has fresh data to work with. Additionally, there's an option to start another project when the current one finishes, allowing you to chain multiple projects together for a seamless workflow. By utilizing the scheduler, you can automate your scraping, parsing, and email sending tasks to run at optimal times, making your data collection process more efficient and hands-free. Hopefully, this gives you a clear idea of how powerful and versatile GSA Scrape Genie is. Whether you need to scrape vast amounts of data quickly, send automated emails, or just gather specific information from websites, this software can handle it all efficiently. GSA Scrape Genie is not just powerful, but incredibly efficient thanks to its multi-threaded capabilities. This means it can handle large volumes of data quickly and seamlessly. While the auto-mailing feature is optional, the software's robust parsing and data extraction features alone make it an invaluable tool for anyone looking to collect and manage data effortlessly. GSA Scrape Genie is backed by decades of expertise and thousands of satisfied customers. This is just the beginning. More features and improvements will be added over time, driven by your feedback and suggestions. And the best part? You get all of this for a one-time fee with a lifetime license. Don't forget to explore the help menu for links to the online wiki and support forum. These resources are there to help you get the most out of the software, and you're always welcome to reach out with feature requests or for support. Thank you for joining me today to explore GSA Scrape Genie. I hope this walkthrough has shown you the immense potential of this tool. Happy scraping.